Exactly 2 years ago, I started my triathlon training with Coach Natasha on NVDM Coaching. Now, I just signed with my first professional triathlon team for the 2023 season, the Diamond Factory Racing presented by Good Life brand. Here's how I went from complete beginner to professional status in less than 2 years. After completing my first season as a professional triathlete, I'm back where it all started in Orange County, California. This is the garage where it all started. I was watching Nick Bare on YouTube, and Nick Bare shouted his coach out, which was Natasha at the time. I then reached out to Natasha and connected shortly after. She had Ironman Florida in November of 2020, where she finished under 9 hours and 30 minutes. I'm like, wow, hopefully one day I'll get to that time. Nick Bare has an amazing story where he did his first triathlon as an Ironman. And since then, I've been proudly sponsored by Nick Bare's BPN company and Natasha's NVDM coaching team. Shortly after Natasha's Ironman finished in Ironman Florida, we started December 1st of 2020 right here. I learned all about using a heart rate monitor and knowing how to use it, running technique, bike pedaling efficiency, training periodization, and much, much more. I had no clue what I was doing and was excited to learn more about the biking and running part of the sport of triathlon. All right, so we got a water bottle here, 20 to 28 ounce, and then Go One More BPN electrolytes here. We're gonna start out with a 15-minute warm-up. My long runs would be holding roughly 9-minute per mile pace, or 5:35 minute per kilometer pace for 11 miles at an aerobic pace of 150 heart rate. Today, at the same heart rate, I would be going around low 6-minute per mile pace. I also remember buying a static trainer for my bike. I was so excited and felt like a pro riding the static trainer for the first time. Told my coach about it, and my coach also gave me a recommendation to get a smart trainer. Shortly after, I sold my static trainer and got a smart trainer, the Ceres Hammer, on Facebook Marketplace for $650. This would be one of the key moments of my triathlon career. Back then, in November and December of 2020, I actually did not have a job. I had a job that started that summer in 2020, but because of COVID, it never started, and I was stuck, I was unemployed, and I was in the process of getting a new job out of college. I had some money saved up, but not a lot. This mindset of giving it 100% into the sport, knowing that one day I want to become pro. I invested in a monthly coaching subscription plan, Coach Natasha in this case, and I invested impulsively into this bike trainer because I trusted my coach. I told Natasha my goals, my aspirations, and my dream of becoming a pro one day in this sport. Having this mindset of giving it all 100%, all in into the sport, having a dream of becoming pro, served me well when I started my first triathlon race in May of 2021 in St. George, the 70.3 half Ironman, and carried throughout the 2021 season. I became the athlete I am today because I am very proactive and I learned by doing. 2 weeks into training in December, I asked my coach, hey, how about I do a half Ironman? It's going to be near where I am right now. It's in St. George, Utah, which is very drivable. She said, sure. So I signed up with my friend from Virginia Tech. He's also a Rubik's Cuber. It's going to be our first triathlon together, a half Ironman. That's when we signed up together. We were on FaceTime call and the game was on. My goal was to beat him. His goal was to beat me. The results from the Ironman 70.3 St. George on May 1st, 2021, which was my first race, he did beat me. And I finished in a time of 4 hours and 50 minutes, cramping up really badly on the run, running a 1 hour, 48 minute half marathon. I didn't sign up for any other races other than that, but later that day on the race, I found out I qualified for the 70.3 World Championships in St. George, the same course, in September of 2021. So I took that opportunity, I used my credit card, paid the Ironman, and signed up for that race. So from May to September, I was preparing for that. But I love to race. Back in the college swim days, we would race almost every weekend, back to back. Do meets every weekend, racing this, next week traveling to like Duke or Ohio State for a swim meet. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it because you learn by doing and making mistakes from racing. So I signed up for more races around the Arizona area. Arizona has a great triathlon community and there's a lot of local races that happens during the summer. So I did one in June, July, and August to prepare for my half Ironman in St. George, which is the World Championship. I'm very new to the sport. This is my first year doing it, and with all the races, I keep learning some stuff. For example, the second race I did was an Olympic distance in Show Low, Arizona, and I actually biked off course. I was in the lead for swim, as expected. I got onto the bike, I was the lead bike, but I kind of like didn't know the direction. I biked an extra 5 miles in the Olympic distance, so that's around 30 miles total, instead of the 25-mile distance for the bike, and got fifth. The takeaway from that, always drive the bike course if you're expected to come out in the front pack in the swim. So I know the routes because there's no one in front of me. I'm the only biker up front, and I just made a wrong turn. That was it. I also got an email from the Ironman saying Ironman Arizona has a couple more slots opened up in July, and Ironman Arizona is November of 2021. I asked my coach, I said, what's the pros and cons? We listed them out. I signed up immediately. So in my first triathlon season, I would have done a sprint triathlon, Olympic triathlon, 70.3 half Ironman distance, and a full distance Ironman, all in my first year of racing. And I came in top 5 for pretty much all the local triathlons I did in Arizona. From May to November 2021, those 7 months of racing, I gained my professional card for the United States of America. In 7 months. I qualified using the point system where I need 2 races above the 104.7 points, USAT points ranking. I got those points through the 7.3 World, St. George, and Ironman Arizona. It was not easy getting that pro card. I had several injuries from running, shin splint because this is my first year of mainly hard running. So the more I ran too much, like 40-45 miles a week, I would get injured and get a shin splint, or my other feet problem that I had during the build up to Ironman Arizona. But lots of problems, and the key for me was to ask lots of questions to my coach. You should find a coach where you're comfortable asking those questions. Don't be afraid to reach out. Be proactive. I would do my own research first. An example would be, how much water should I drink in an Ironman? I would Google that, see what other people are drinking, what other people are taking in, what kind of supplement they're taking in during the bike, this 112-mile bike ride, and then I would gather information, and then with the information I have, go ask my coach so that we don't kind of waste each other's time. I came prepared and she can answer all my questions. The other thing was racing. I raced at least once a month in those 7 months of triathlon racing. And after each race, I would know, how can I be better in the swim? How can I be better in the bike and run? What did I do wrong? What kind of nutrition can I take in better so I don't have stomach problems or I don't cramp up during the run? These are the questions you gotta be asking yourself after each race. And finally, just working hard day in and day out. You don't need that one big session that makes a difference. You need good sessions every day, every week, every month. Once you have that solid base, you are pretty much in a good spot of training. Coming from a swim background, a collegiate swim background, I had the swimming part. So I've been swimming for 14 years at this point. So it took me 14 years to be the swimmer where I am today. So if you're just starting out swimming and you're 2 years in, learn the technique and just keep swimming. The same goes along with the bike and the run. Natasha always said to me, it's not if you will be great, it is when you will be great. So that's the key term that we keep using. I just gotta put in the work every day. Since I've been running and biking for 2.5 years, while other people have been running and biking 10 plus years. So my sport age is relatively low, it's 2.5. Or 2. That is how I became a professional in 1 year of racing. I just finished my 2nd year of triathlon and 1st year as a professional. Just signed with my first ever big pro contract with Diamond Factory Racing Team, and I'm excited for a new chapter of my life. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow my journey. Let me know what races you have in 2023, and oh wait, I think they're calling me. Let's do it.